Welcome back. This is Nerd Dad with episode 12 of our Factorio playthrough, and we were just getting into oil. So yeah, we want to get some plastic. I know that. And what else are we going to work on here? We got a few things we want to work on. I'm debating a little bit whether we want to just jump right into advanced oil refining, but I kind of did want to show sort of the steps, so I'll just leave us a bit of space knowing that we're going to do a couple of things. So it's going to look a little weird the way I lay it out, but we know we're going a certain place with this. So what I like to do is I like to set up my factories in kind of rows of 5, and how I can do that, I mean, I can go this way, I can go up and down. It doesn't really matter too much, but often I want to run right off the end of here for at least something. I'm just kind of giving a bit of an eyeball here, so we're going to want to just make sure we're in alignment with the blue there, and I'm just kind of get myself spaced here a bit, and I like to do in 5s. Okay, and these are going to be our... So often what you end up doing is you often end up going to converting these to fuel. And the reason why I find that you often do that is because what you want to do is make sure that your petroleum doesn't fill up. Now you can do that several ways. You can see right now our petroleum gas is quite low. And you can just keep adding storage tank and adding storage tanks. It's pretty easy for us at this stage because we're pulling so little oil with only the 514% or whatever we got. So we're really not filling these up. If you found that these were filling really fast, what you would find is you're going to use your petroleum gas, and these would start backing up, and your red would start backing up, and you've got to kind of get rid of it. So you usually typically burn it into some oil fuel, and you feed that back into your steam engines and everything else. We're going to kind of skip a little bit past that, and what we're going to do here is I'm going to set up a quick little thing like this. And I just got to remember best practice here. I want to do, yep. Okay. 3, 4. And I really, I'll throw 5 up, but I really don't need 5 here. Because it's a pretty quick little thing we're going to do here. We're going to just toss this up, and I'm actually going to put it in, it's not going to really matter too much. 1, 2, and we'll just throw the third one right there. And what we're going to do here is we're going to build lubricant. And lubricant is really easy for us to build. It's basically you just pull your oil back out of here, and we can pull out of the same place. It doesn't like it have to flow through your tanks. It'll just pull out. So don't worry too much about that kind of stuff. And then you basically just run a long pipe here, and you can just go, whoops. Of course, you got to make sure it's connected. And I don't need to connect the last one. And all we have to do on this side is just grab these power poles and just go chunk, chunk, chunk. And we just drop another one over here like this. And basically that's going to produce for us as soon as we connected the power. And it's a quick little thing. And what it does is it basically allows you to bleed off your red. So we've got something bleeding our red off. And then typically what we're going to do is we're going to grab the petroleum gas. And we're going to usually make plastic out of it. Now, the nice thing is we just happen to luck into a horde of coal right by our processing here. So this is going to be really good for us with respect to making plastic, because we're going to want quite a bit of plastic in this game. And I'm actually thinking I might face the plastic down here. I might actually start over here and just kind of push this down, just because I know that there's a few things I'm going to be doing over here with it. So I'm going to kind of do this a little bit differently. And our inputs for this, of course, for plastic, are the coal and the petroleum gas. Well, there's a lot of different ways we can handle this. We could bring the coal in on this side and feed off the plastic on this side. And that, it works. But I kind of want to play around a bit. So sometimes I just do stuff just because I feel like I want to. So I'm going to do something like this, where I'm going to skip every sort of second node here. And just do it like that. And just put in straight pipes on the end of each of these. That's just sometimes because I want to. That's weird. I kind of didn't get that one right, but it doesn't really matter. There is no real right or wrong here. And actually, I can just do that with a straight. What are we going to do here? Let's grab sulfur so we can get that going too. We may as well get sulfuric acid up and running. So we'll just kind of put a couple of blue inserters down here, and we'll just grab a line bringing our coal in. Now, I think what we might do with this, just kind of want to eyeball really quickly. kind of getting a feel for what everything's going to look like. And honestly, at this point, I don't think it really matters too much. I think we can almost just go, hey, let's just run a straight line. And if we have to reroute this later, we'll do so. I'm not too worried about what's going on here. And I think 6 will be more than enough by far than what we'll need for these coal fields. They're not huge coal fields. What is this? It's 215k total, and that one, so you got about 500k between the bunches of them, but it'll be enough to kind of keep us happy. And I'm just kind of trying to get an eyeball on maybe the best way to set this up. So it won't be perfect. It's going to be a little bit, it'll be a little bit weird. Yeah, we're probably not going to be able to line this up perfectly, just cuz. That's not too bad. Why don't we do 5 and see if that does us? And we'll just kind of bring this in as a down line for now. And I'm only seeing yellow on that attack. And we need a power line. And that power line there should do it. And where's our power? Oh, way up there. Okay, so let's just... Whoop, missed that. And just quickly run our power up to the top there. Perfect. Looking good. How are we looking on our perimeter there? Oh, we got a little hole in our perimeter, our radar, so I think we want to get another one of those built. That's what I was kind of just, I just had kind of this epiphany of, hey, do I have enough stuff? You know what? I think we're going to want more. I'd say ore, but it's not. Let's just grab the rest of those. What are we short? Copper. Okay. So how close are we? We're a ways up. I don't really want to run all the way down there. We'll go down there in a bit. Come on, give me these ore miners. We just got to kind of wait here for a second. But we'll just get this all ready to go. Let's get the balance of it set up so we're not sitting here waiting too long. And we'll put a power pole right there, an offset one right there. And come on. Just need 4 of them. So one on this side. Yeah, we should be good. So I'll just drop one in there. Make sure it's facing the right way there. And drop one there and there. And that should give us hordes of coal. It's going to take it a little bit to get down here. You know, like 3 weeks later, the coal gets to where we want. Actually, it's not bad. You can see it's just very little right now. So hopefully we're going to get enough here. If not, well, we'll fix it up. All right, so we need some power. Yeah, power is always good. So let's get power in there. And just make sure we've got those inserters covered with those as well, both sides. And then we can just pull off the plastic. So, oh, we're going to be short. We got any yellows in our bag? Oh, we just don't have the stuff. Okay. Let's... I do that so many times. I click the map to take a look while I'm running because I want to look at the map. I play so many games where you can look at the map while you're running, and it's like, oh, I'll just look at the map while I'm running, and then all you do is move the map around in this game. So, gets me all the time. I would have learned by now with all the playtime I've got. But that's okay. Let's go down here and grab, we wanted copper. Let's drive into some trees, apparently. It's slalom, and apparently I'm not very good at it. Let's just shoot these trees out of the way. Okay. Tech's coming. Let's just come in here real quick, and... yeah, we don't really have a copper. Oh, yeah, we're still pulling copper. Okay, we can probably take that one offline, actually. There's a bunch, and let's grab a bit of ore. How's our ore doing? Yeah, it's kind of, well, got a bit of a stagger on the ore. Just getting a feel for what's out there. That's why we want to keep one of these full. It's just so much nicer when you can come in and pick it up. And I feel like we came here for something else, and now I've forgotten. Oh yeah, we wanted some inserters. We're a little bit shy on ore inserters. So let's go down to our shopping baskets we created, and this is why we like having them. In fact, it's a great opportunity for us right now to say, okay, so what's going on? Like, we don't have any tunnels by the looks of it. So let's grab some of those, and let's grab some of those. And we can feed back the extra 38. Probably don't need them. And we're going to probably need a few of those, but not a lot right now. Okay, and then we want some inserters. We know we want a bunch of those, so let's grab those. I think we're okay with respect to the... we just need to get this. This is a real mess. What have we done? Did we run out of purples? Do we ever have purples? I don't know. I'm so confused. Purples. Let's grab them. And grab another stack of those and just feed back the 4. Okay, I think we're okay. Just looking for, what did I do? What did I do with the guns? You don't need that in our bag right now. We're definitely going to want to have pipe in our bag just because we're playing around with pipes. We're going to want that right now. Just kind of thinking about what we want to have in our bags versus what we don't. Okay, and you know what we really need is actually a bunch of straight pipes. Let's get some of that building while we're just kind of running. Okay, and how are we doing on those power lines? We're pretty good there. Okay, so we're getting plastic, and I want to get that backlogged a bit because once we get into those red circuit boards, we're going to just suck up this plastic. It's hideous how much you go through. And now we got a nice double line of coal for at least a little while. And let's just pull off like this. I don't want to bring this all the way back down to our line here. It's funny, I usually end up doing this part by train. I just happen to have this oil close enough that didn't really need to. Often I've got a little train line ring, bring it in. Oh, we got one little... I never really noticed that little oil sitting there. Maybe we'll pipe that up just for fun. Okay, let's just get a power line here. Actually, let's just do it with the big boys. Let's bring the big boys to the party. There we go. May as well grab batteries, since that's something else we want to do with oil. And we'll just bring this all the way down. It's not going to reach that far. Nope. How about there? I'll just drop that on the end there. The only problem is once we take that perimeter off there, we'll lose that connection. But for right now, it'll get us going. And then we just got to hook up our petroleum here. Just not quite far enough, eh? Okay, we'll just run that in, and there we go. Starting to put out some plastic, and you see how fast that just comes whipping off there. Okay, so what we want to think about is looking down at our little zone here. If we were to say this is going to become where we kind of start making some reds, we're going to need a big chunk of space because we got to build the greens first and then go into the red circuits. So we just kind of quickly look at what we want to build here. We actually haven't learned the tech for it yet, have we? You fool! I thought I'd learned that already. And oh, it's this one right here, right? Yep. Well, we're going to want that, aren't we? Anyways, it shows us that we need green electric circuits, the plastic bars, which we're actually building right now, and then some copper. So it's basically, it's the same as building green circuit boards, but basically use the green circuit boards and sub the plastic in for the iron ore plates. So it's just sort of a double up almost, but subbing in. Okay, so we'll get the batteries back up, and then we'll grab that. We're going to need a little bit of time for that anyways. I'm on the map again, you fool. Alright, so we're going to want to bring this in about, I don't know. You know, it's almost going to be really close to this wall, so we may as well just bring it down just kind of like along through these trees here. So I don't think we're going to push too hard on bringing this out too much further here, as long as we can get around that corner, and then I think we'll worry about what it's going to look like. And obviously we're going to have to expand this wall again, and that's the only downside to kind of building a smaller wall. We're going to have to probably do this a few times. Let's just chop these trees down, save our grenades here, and just get this backlogged a bit. We don't want to get too far down. We want to make sure we're down to about the right area. And we're getting there. Oopsie. Those little logs sometimes, you're never really sure where their hit boxes and what you're going to pick up. Okay, that's a little bit too far. We want to kind of leave ourselves a little bit of grace to play around with. Okay, so we should be getting plastic down there. Is it coming? What did I do wrong? There it is. It's coming. I noticed we're on one side of the track there, so we'll probably want to double this up. Get a nice thick stream of it coming down here. But you can see how nice the spacing is on it. I mean, in fact, if we look, what we will see here is it's actually having troubles filling the line. It's kind of that quick. So we can actually do something like this. We can actually bring along another line like this and then kind of go something like that. And if we clip that piece off, we should end up with a double line. And, oh, we're actually going to do it that way, are we? All right, we'll go like that then. And this last one might need its own little thing. So we'll just want to keep them all running, right? So we'll just see if that'll work, and if it's not going to work, then we will address that. It's going to want to sub in is what it's going to want. Yes, it's going to want to sub in. And that way it can fill both sides of the track at need. And we should get a nice thick double line as long as it works properly. Yeah, it's still backlogging. It's only coming off the one side. So, wow, it's... I'm trying to get both sides of that line filled somehow, so we'll figure it out. Please stand by. Your call is very important to us. If we were to do this, this will be a little goofy, but if we were to feed in one side of the line here like this, that's not going to work. Why am I struggling with this so much? Wow, please figure this out, sir. That's it. I've had enough. I've had all I can stand. I can't stand no mores. And it won't be that hard. And then we'll just... There we go. And then this should be able to come around once this gets off, and we'll just use this as a fill. And we're going to need one more to split it off right here to get that on both sides of the track, and then we'll be there. There we go. Once this undoubles itself, it'll be in good shape to always stay double, so that's good. We just really want a nice thick bead of plastic. And that was horrible. That took way too long to figure out. Okay, and once that hooks up, there's our nice chunk of, I am really tempted to see if we can double line that. I don't think I've ever double lined plastic before, but I'm kind of thinking ahead here a little bit going, that wouldn't be the end of the world, Thoughts? I don't know. I'm not sure. Well, we'll keep that in the back of our brain and smoke it for a bit. Put it on the old smoker and think about her. Okay, let's start getting serious here about what we're doing. Okay, let's go with 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Take out the middle two and see if we can maintain a nice fat pipe all the way down here. That's going to come all the way across, so we're going to need this to go here and here. Whoops, I hate when that happens. How did I miss that one? Oh, that's because I wanted to miss that one. And alrighty, let's just get that copper ripping over there. And because we want to keep this really just super stoked, let's get that extra line pushing in there so that we're not running out. Okay, and now we're going to want to go a couple. It's going to be nice when we get robots and then we can just kind of automate some of this process. And then we're going to want to put a couple here, a couple there. We're just basically setting up our typical grid for the greens here, and we'll run another line right in here like this. Batteries. What do we want this one for the reds, and then we're going to go like this. And yep, that should do us. And for our reds, we need the same kind again. 1, 2, 3, 4. First, hit your target, son. 3, 4, and then we're going to do the same thing right here. We'll go like this. I gotta think about this. Does this work? Bum, 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 bum. And we need to do that. And then I want to come off this side of the line. And this is where if we're going to tax this thing, this is where it's going to break. It's going to be right here. I'm going to go like this. Grab a couple. And get ourselves more copper than we hopefully know what to do with. And just beeline this over here. Right to there. And bring this, where's that line? Oh, perfect. We're actually in really good shape here. Trees! And what I want to do is I'm just going to run a splitter on this right now. Just for fun. Just in case we decide we need to move more stuff. I believe we need to do something like this. And same on here. And we can just, if I was thinking this through, I would have done something like that. Try to keep it clean if we can. And yeah, we're getting there. Just need to get the red inserters in there and we'll be in good shape. Bunch of reds. So we're just going to go. What have I done? That's not right. I'm on the wrong place. My goodness. And right there. Extra clicks all the way around for everybody. Extra clicks for everybody. And okay, I just have to. It's like I have to get one extra all the time. All right. Probably be better if I run the power lines first. Now I could cheap out here and go with the metal. What are they called actually? Another problem. What are they called? The medium electric poles, and I could just use one in the middle because it's got a bigger footprint, so we could actually just be dropping these in. Yeah, I don't feel like it. I'm always happy with my using up of the wood because I just hate how much wood I have in the game. Hate trying to feed it into trains and everybody else. And is that going to get both sides? It is. Nicely done for us. Okay. Yeah, we're good. So we're going to go... You need to be copper, please. And you need to be copper. And you need to be copper. And so do all you. Okay, and that's great. And then we need you to be a green circuit. And you need to be all green circuits there. And I think we're just waiting the last little bit here before we can say, hey, you need to be something else. And that's okay. Getting a little dark here in our game. We probably could get some lights in here. Why don't we shove a couple lights in so we can actually see what we're doing? Do we have any? The problem is space on this one, seeing what we can do. We'll have to put the lights all up sort of here and double up just to try to get some light. Okay, well that's at least we can see a little bit better what we're doing. And we're going to have to chunk, and let's do a double split on this one as well. We'll do something like that. And if we pull this right back like this and have that extra feed across there, I'm almost thinking we might need to do an extra one. You know, we may as well just get these guys on some sort of alignment here. Okay, and there we go. We were waiting for that moment right there, and I just want to take a little look-see. Electric engines. I don't want to do that quite yet. Let's do mining efficiency, just because we're kind of limited on our ore anyways. So now we should be able to pop up here, and we should be able to say, please make reds. And you can see all of a sudden we started feeding bunches of stuff. Looks like we missed a little hole right there. And hopefully our copper over here can keep up. And as long as that all works, as long as all of that works, I just want to think about where we're going to go with our reds. I'm actually thinking we're going to pull them back this way. Kind of like this. And just keep this little path here clear. We could have used this path. We could have kind of fed double into the middle. But I think I want to keep it on one side. So we'll just do this. Get them feeding. And right now we're just going to box up a bunch. We're going to get away from that fairly quickly. But right now I just kind of want to quickly get ourselves... Just stick an extra power pole out there. And there. Quickly, and just get this going as quickly as we can. And we are up to red circuits, and that is fantastic. I mean, we just, kind of threw that oil together, and now we've got red circuits coming out. Let's test me. Advanced circuits. Well, red circuits, green circuits, advanced, intermediate, whatever. Let's go up and take a look at our oil. So what I just am curious as to, because we're not really, we're not on 1,000+ oil. I just want to take a little look to see how we're doing with our oil burn at the moment. So I just want to take a little peek. And how are we doing here? We're holding 5K. Are we gaining? We should be gaining, I'm thinking, because we got this line backlogged. Yeah, we're slowly bumping by the looks of it. So what will happen is you'll find that our oil's going to get... It's going to max out in these things. And this is typically why you end up burning off your yellow. And then your red catches up once we fill up these tanks. Now, we honestly, we can fill these tanks. We'll use the lubricant eventually. So that's what we're going to do this time. But sometimes I will put logic on there stopping how much goes into the tanker itself. So what we're going to do, just so we don't have to worry about it for a little bit, and this isn't what I would suggest as a solution to all your problems, building extra tanks, but we're going to do that this time. And we will eventually get into how I solve this with advanced oil, etc. once we get the blue potions. I was going to say the blue science packs. What are those called, actually? Yeah. I'm trying to learn my terminology better. Science pack 3. Oh, it's so hard. 1, 2, 3. Huh? Gee, who would have thought? It's so hard. I don't know why I can't remember it. It's so difficult. Yes, not true. Okay. I think we're doing well here. Just want to come down here and look. And I should have probably just drove the car down. This is the kind of place where I could use like a little tram or a little train running back and forth. Just jump on it and go whipping up and down. You know, I'm almost tempted to do that. We have rail and stuff being built. And how are we doing here for output? So this is where we're going to find that we're probably only got, yeah, we don't have a lot in there. So we're going to want to double up. So similar to how we doubled up this green circuit here, we are now going to do the exact same thing on the red here, and we're going to flip this around, and we're going to build the exact mirror image of it, except we might see if, yeah, because you can see that these back two aren't working, it looks like we could use this to feed two lines. I'm feeling comfortable that we don't have to rebuild this. We can just kind of peel this line off and double down. So I think we'll do that really quickly, and once we've got that in place, we should be actually spitting out some decent amount of reds. For now, we kind of almost need 2 to 4 times more of this. Yeah, it's they are red circuits. Eventually, can be very well. Let's just say it's a thing we need lots of. So there's been a lot of games where I've built actual oil facilities that all they do is build plastic. You just don't have them doing anything else. It's all focused 100% plastic. All plastic, all day, all the time. Yeah, I don't know why I have a problem remembering to put the ones to pull things off like this. It's just a thing. You can see I like to sort of stick with the inserter that I've got in my hand, though. It's sort of how you kind of just painting and just run around doing the same thing instead of flipping back and forth all the time. As long as we can remember where they go, and I don't paint everything 15 times like I have a tendency to do. Okay, this is starting out. Oh, it's going to be beautiful when we get this set up. I'll just plunk, plunk. Yeah, beep, beep. Oh, what did I put that one way out there for? What was your plan there, son? I'm not sure. Nobody really knows. I really love this being able to paint your logic. Like, I don't know if it's logic. Being able to paint in your instructions to your assembly machines. You know, the fact that we can just kind of do that and then just kind of reach out here and go, okay, do these ones. And, oh yeah, by the way, since you're here, do those ones. It's just, I can't imagine what, you know, I remember back to doing it the old way, but I kind of almost wonder if that's just a bad dream I had. Maybe it's never been like that. I honestly don't recall. I'm so used to it now, but I kind of think it was, and I don't know my versions, but I think it was sort of like one of the later versions where they put that on. And I'm like, did we actually always just go around doing them all? Wow. That was, we were dedicated. If that's a truth. If it's not a truth, well then I've had nightmares for no reason. Okay, and let's get some copper in here. Oh, do you always drink before you do this? I mean, that's got to be the question at this point. He always must drink before he puts together these things. What is that? Struggling, man. Okay, and this one has to go this way because it's going to be plastic. Nope, you got that backwards, I'm afraid. It's going to be that one that's plastic, and this one is actually going to go that way because it's going to be ore. Yes, you fool. Wow. Wow. How many wrong clicks can a guy make? Nobody knows. It's just impossible to guess. And we need light here again, where it's like, everybody's like, I can't see anything. Can you please, God, put light on it? I know that I think there's a mod out there where I probably could have thrown it on here and it would actually keep this lit up. You know, it keeps you in the day cycle or something, and that would be smart. Maybe I'll think about. Probably can't put it on now. It's probably too late. Look, light. It's a miracle. We can see. We're going to have to bring these down a bit. Kind of about there almost, eh? And yeah, right there. And I think on this one we're going to bring over an extra line just because we're going to probably be saying, hey. Okay, and I want to get another one right there. That'll be copper. Yep, we're getting there. Probably pulling this. This episode's probably going a little long, but I really do want to get us to this red state here, where we've kind of got these things to build off of. Because once you get into red, you can get into all sorts of interesting things. So bear with me. We will just kind of push forward on this. But it's going to be a little bit more of the same, except for we'll have to reverse that plastic on the other side and just do this. Yeah. Beep, beep. And let's keep that mining going. I'm liking the idea that we're going to get that mining right up to where we want to go. And let's pull off both sides of this copper. Let's go all the way across, just like that. And just... Oh, that's nice. Yeah, you didn't goof that up at all. No, you didn't. Yeah, unfortunately you did. Wow. Let's try that again. Click much? Why is it so hard? That's what she said. Ba-dum. Okay. Come on. Where's that copper? It's kind of almost like, where was the last time we brought copper across? We may as well bring down our steel, eh? It's like steel sitting there. Like, where is the steel? We might have to cut into this line a little bit, if we got stuff coming off this side over here with steel, which we'll probably do. But we may as well just get all our lines. It'll allow us to, backlog them a little bit more. Now, the only other thing we should have to do here is get ourselves, paint these, chunk. No, come on, stop. And greens, please, and copper, please. Perfect. And now we just got to get this little sort of jumper done here, and I'll just do something like this. I'll just put a little jumper across there. That's not the prettiest, but I just got to kind of think about how we're going to handle this. Little bit of a split we're going to have here. Going to have to do something like that, and that should work. And this one can go. Oh, except for I'm a dope. Yep. Nobody's denying it. I never once denied it. We just realized we kind of built that a little too close. There we go. Then our plastic will make it across there. And there we go. Now we see the plastic starting to move out. And hopefully, once we start getting plastic across here, we see all four of those starting to bubble. They're still feeding. Now the only question we have at this point is, can we build these fast enough to get these bottom ones with their copper? And sometimes that becomes the issue, that you can't keep these running. But right now they are. So as long as these, sort of like the last ones on this outside edge, keep running, it means that we're getting enough materials across. So I'm not seeing real problems, except for we're kind of stalling out right there. And if that's going to be a problem, then it means we need to keep this a lot fuller. And I'm thinking we're like running 3 shy here. We might need a little bit more of a push just to get those 3 up and running. Yeah, it's stalling out. It's not quite getting enough where we need it to be. So, how are we going to resolve that? Well, the bigger issue that we've got is we're not getting enough copper through the line. Well, we seem to have tapped the copper again. So until we resolve that, I think we will say, well, this is staying full enough for now. It's not waiting for copper. I'm going to hold off and not panic yet, even though those back ones aren't running, but I'm thinking at some point we might just bump a copper line through here and just put another set of copper wire on there just to keep that really nice and full. I don't like the idea that a couple of these are just sitting here not doing anything. You know, they should all have to work the same. There's a way to check that, isn't there? I just kind of have this. Yeah, so if you look, this is how you can do a bit of a test. If we go up to this one here, we can see that its products finished as 15. And if we come way down here, and we look at this guy, he's got products finished 3, which means he's just not, it's another way, instead of just looking at the lines, you can kind of glance around and see what's doing what. You know, the reason why this guy's not producing compared to this guy, well, he's not producing because this guy can't pull off, so usually check your end state. But on the flip side, we've got 792 reds, and that is a great place for us to stop episode 12. I appreciate any likes, appreciate your comments, of course subscribe. I'm Nerd Dad. That was a longer episode 12, but thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time. I'm Nerd Dad. I'm out.